Okay, and we are live.
Alright.
Right, so another pipe stream.
Another one. Back at it.
Yeah, we're back at it again.
Midweeker.
Yeah,
Midweek
midweeker.
evening for us.
Yeah, so thank you for joining everybody. We're here to burn some leaf again.
Yeah. Burn leaf. Drink coffee. I've got some port as well. I've got a little ship's decanter. I've got a nice drop of Glenfiddich as well.
What are you going
for?
for?
Single malt. I'm going to give... it's the blend that I didn't get a chance to smoke much of this week, which is the classic English from Cigar and Snuff Limited down in Covent Garden. Big notes of Squadron Leader,
definitely.
Gareth Hogarth. A little bit more rounded. I want to say it's not quite as in your face with the Latakia. I think the Latakia either the blend's a bit different or it's aged slightly differently, but there's definitely a slight like the edges off it. Do you know what I mean? Yeah. So, but I'm going to give that a blast. I'm still breaking this old chunk in.
Chunky
so on the old near up. So we're going to give it a blast in the old Church Warden tonight.
I am going to pack some deluxe navy rolls in my Savinelli Sistina.
Now, bro, can you just talk again through? So we touched on this last time. Are you going for the stuff method?
I'm not going to do it with this one because these are a little bit big, and the coins are a little bit big, and it would basically be like a fold and stuff.
Got you.
We know, like with the cabbies, that you've got, the rolls are much like thinner,
sort of an inch diameter.
Yeah, and I think that for me that goes much more. That works much better to stuff the coins in.
Right.
The top.
Now I tried that this week. I went out on a fishing trip on Monday. I thought, do you know what? I'm going to take a couple of coins out with me and I'll give it a go.
Yeah.
Very skeptical. I didn't think it was going to work. I was amazed at how good that method was.
Yeah.
Now, it was a pretty safe hit because it was a shot to nothing because I've taken it in the Falcon.
Right.
And the Falcon is it's so forgiving anyway.
Yeah.
But I was amazed at how clear the airflow was by folding them and stacking the coins on top.
Exactly.
And stuffing with some loose stuff. I thought it did a really good job actually. I was amazed. I was really amazed how well it turned out. So, but the navy rolls, they're the big boys, aren't they?
Yeah, these are big old boys, big old doubloons.
Yeah. Straight from Cortez.
Yeah. So I'm gonna pack this, but since you're trying the English, what I'd like to do is bust out my little clay again.
Bro, great shout.
And just like give it a try with you.
Clean. Yeah.
Just,
go for it.
So we're going to give this...
So for those that didn't see last time, why the clay? What's the point? What's the point of what you're doing now?
So the thing about the clay is that it doesn't ghost. And it just gives a very clean taste of the smoke.
Yeah.
So just to get like acquainted with the notes and everything, I find that it's a lot better, I would say, actually, for getting those notes.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Outstanding.
We've already got a few guys in. Alan Duncan says, evening guys, evening.
Good to see you, Duncan. Yeah, good to join you.
Thank you for joining us. Ashley Jeffrey says, good evening Ashley. Who is PRA? Cheers guys. On the near up Church Warden again, I see. Great vibe, yeah, he's breaking that in. Highland Duncan says, just received 3 tins of Gareth Balkan mix.
Oh, I love it.
So we'll open a tin to celebrate you guys doing a midweek live stream.
Bro,
excellent.
Love that smoke.
Excellent blend, Duncan. In fact, that was the first bowl that I ever smoked.
Right.
That was the first thing that I ever smoked, and I was blown away by it. And Matt says, I'm here for a live stream. Nice one, you made it, bro. Joining in from Poland.
Good lad.
Probably
good lad.
What, 2 hours ahead? Or
2 hours, yeah. Central European, I think, maybe.
Yeah.
Maybe no, it'd be more, won't it? Yeah, Eastern European time, yeah.
So yeah. So thanks for joining, bro. Yeah, you made it. So yeah, we're gonna have a little go at this English.
So I'm gonna pour myself while you're packing. I've got a nice little 10-year-old tawny.
Oof. I got a feeling that's going to go lovely with this Perique.
I think so.
Is it there, bro? Is that the...
Yes, that's the one. Can I interest you in a sniff?
Yeah, absolutely, bro. Absolutely.
So I was out on... it was Bank Holiday Monday, just gone, and I was out and about fishing. And bagged a... It was only a little one, just bagged one. It was a tough day, actually. It was a tough day at the office, but it was good. bagged a little £2 tench. Took out some of the cabbies with me for a smoke.
Beautiful.
It was great. Yeah, that with a cup of tea and a hip flask of the Glenlivet Caribbean cask.
The rum, yeah.
Yeah, and it was good. To say it was only a little fish that was on. It got some fight in him. I had to really wrestle him. Yeah. He gave me a proper good workout. So that was good. Caught on some. I think you might get. So I used some pellets and shaped them.
Okay.
And used it on like a weight it's a method feeder. So like any of the guys that are on it that are fishermen will probably already know this. But it's like the method. It's like a pre-weighted feeder that you like stuff with ground bait, so it like smokes ground bait into the water. So it like acts as an attractant and get the fish going. So that was good. Yeah, it was good. It was good. And got sunburn.
yeah. I got a little sunburn. The sun is coming out in the UK, tentatively.
Stupid yellow face, it burns us. Like, my disgraceful, very pale skin means that I just end up looking like a roasted gammon joint. The minute that I'm out there, gammon by name, gammon by nature. As soon as it came out, it was like
I do tend to tan a little bit. I think I've got like that little Breton, little Celtic.
I've heard what the guys at your work call you, and I'm questioning your origins, bro.
Me too, bro. I've looked into it, and so my mother's maiden name is Welsh, and I look back and like my grandparents' names. My maternal grandparents' names are like French, so I'm guessing that's Norman.
Norman, yeah.
But my father's name is Norse.
Yeah.
So Anthony's in the house and he says, "Look at these magnificent pipe and whiskey drinkers. Cheers."
Great to see you, Anthony.
Cheers, Anthony, and good health. We were just talking about your email. I got your email, and we were saying we'd like to do 2 Saturdays from now.
Yeah.
Which will be the what? What are we on?
I've not got my camera too.
Yeah. But 2 Saturdays from now, Anthony, if you're listening, I'll hit you back on the email, but that's what we're thinking, if that's good for you. Highland Duncan says, if you like the Caribbean cask malt, try the Balvenie. It's delicious with vapor.
Bloody love Balvenie.
Yeah.
It's really, really nice.
I've not tried that.
Yeah, it's good. Although I had my brother around with me as well on Monday. And I had the bourbon talk with him. It was like,
oh yeah,
lad, I think I'm becoming a bourbon fan. He's like, yeah. So you'll never look back. So he's a big fan.
This is different to the Squadron Leader.
Do you know what it reminds me of? It's a cross between Squadron Leader and Early Morning Pipe.
Right. Yeah, it's got the musky, citrusy kind of notes of the Early Morning Pipe, which you gave me a bowl of like a long time ago, and I was really, really impressed by it. And that's what got me on to try the Nightcap, which is a banger of a smoke.
Yeah, that's a great smoke.
It's got a nice little clay pipe on the tin art as well.
A
nice little clay church warden, which I'd like to get. I'd like to get a little clay church warden, I think. And the My Mixture.
Yeah.
All 3 of them old Dunhill blends.
Old Dunhill blends, yeah, that's right. Yeah, and I wondered if it's that. Cause it's got some brown Cavendish, I think, in the EMP.
In the My Mixture.
My Mixture, sorry. Yeah, and
lovely and sweet.
Yeah,
lovely and sweet. Duncan, giving the hail to Anthony. Loved your pub chat with Flat Cap Piper.
Oh,
nice. Yeah, it was a good one.
Great one.
And Anthony says, finally was able to pick up a tin of Squadron Leader. May open it on Saturday. So are we talking 20th of May to speak with Anthony?
That sounds about right to me.
That would be right, wouldn't it? If it's the 4th
right.
today. Yeah. So let's say the 20th, bro, if that's good. Probably be looking at what our time?
Can fit it around, can't we?
Yeah.
So it's a Saturday, we can...
Yes, it'll be a Saturday, so...
Yeah, we can...
If we sort of say like maybe 8 our time, that'd be like 3 o'clock Anthony's time. Cool.
Yeah, that sounds good. If that fits with Anthony,
yeah, if that works for you, bro,
yeah. And then I think so just going from the Flat Cap Piper, I'm almost sure that it was the Flat Cap Piper that did a video on Mike Billingham and the
Blakemores
pipes. He did one on the bad guy from Peaky Blinders.
Right. Sam Neill.
That's right.
Yeah.
That's right. I can't remember. It's the copper, plays the special branch copper.
Right, yeah.
Chester somebody or other, I can't remember his surname now.
He's like intelligence though,
Mr.
isn't
Shelby.
he?
Yeah, that's right, yeah. Mr. Churchill has got a job for you, Mr. Shelby.
Yeah.
Dreadful accent. But then they have dreadful accents as well, so, we're all friends. And, but he did I'm pretty sure it was Flat Cap that did a video on that, and it was great. And I'm a proud owner of a couple of pipes, and I love them. For the money, they are great pipes.
Yeah, do you know what? Lately, I've been thinking, I mentioned it a couple of times, I'm thinking to get a new pipe, and I think I'm actually going to go with, I'm going to get a Blakemore, I think, because I've got, Lord knows I've got a lot of Savinellis, and what I think I like, and it's a subtle difference, it's not like a deal breaker or anything, but I don't smoke pipes with filters. But I prefer to smoke pipes that don't take a filter. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I just think the draw's different.
They are different.
And you can get adapters for the pipe filters if you don't want to take a filter with your filter pipe. But I just think it's a little bit different.
Yeah.
Like the Petersons, a lot of the Petersons don't come with a filter as standard.
Right.
And I just like the way they smoke.
Yeah.
And I know that generally the Blakemores don't come with a filter either.
That's right.
So
that's right. And it is different, you're right.
Yeah. So I'm looking to get one of those. So Anthony says that the 20th works for him. What time? Yeah, so if we were saying about 8 over here, it'd be about 3 p.m. for you.
Yeah.
If that'd be okay. But we can, we're flexible, aren't we?
Yeah,
it's a Saturday.
we can budge.
Duncan says, great news. Definitely have a ball ready for that. Nice one, brother. Hope you join us. Hope good. You can make it. Yeah. It'd be good. So, yeah, this English, not as much like the old Squadron Leader as I thought it would be.
Yeah, it's got a big hit of the old early morning for me, and probably the My Mixture as well. You're right.
And it's got that same kind of oriental, little bit spiciness that the Greve Hamilton did.
Yeah, though it says, it doesn't explicitly say that there's oriental or not.
Oh, it doesn't.
No,
I'm certain.
But then they didn't say a lot about the classic flake,
right?
And that was just like the most. It wasn't so much like a hint of Lakeland topping. It was like some guys had come round in a van with some flavour, with some topping baseball bats and whacked us with it. But it was good.
This seems to be a classic thing with blenders.
Yeah.
Like, if anyone smoked Gareth Hogarth's Four Squires Flake, a bit more of one of their obscure ones, I think. You don't hear a lot about it. And that kind of, like when I saw it on GQ, I thought, well, I've not heard of this, I'll give it a try. And they marketed it as a straight Virginian, no casings. And it was an aniseed bomb. It was really weird. It had aniseed, but also like a meaty Marmite Bovril kind of thing going on. And I gave it to you if you remember.
I think
you preferred it more than you liked it more.
Yeah,
than
I do remember. Yeah.
But and another one is Solani aged Burly Flake. It's like a natural burley. There's no casing, and then it turns out if you actually hunt down the ingredients, found a German site, the manufacturer. It was like chocolate and licorice. And I was like, why are you lying?
Why are you lying for?
Oh.
Why are you?
So why are you gonna lie?
But, where's the light? Oh, it's there.
Detective.
Yeah. Unbelievable.
Matt says, if you put the adapter in, you can't run a cleaner through it while smoking, which is a problem. I agree. And I do think that with some blends, you really have to get a pipe cleaner through it.
Yeah, you do.
And
that one from last week, it was so soggy.
Which one?
That classic flake.
Oh yeah.
I was swabbing.
That's a moist boy. Really, I still got maybe a quarter of a bowl of it. It took me a while to get through. I think maybe because it's just so moist.
Yeah.
But yeah, that would be a tip. Like if I was giving out tips, don't be stingy on the pipe cleaners.
Right.
It's way better to sacrifice a few pipe cleaners for a decent smoke. I would say just get them down.
I'm always running out.
Yeah.
Harry, have you got any cleaners? I've run out.
Just swab that boy out.
And just on the on the type of cleaners as well, because obviously you've got tapered, you got ultra thin ones, but also you got the like the corkscrew ones, like the stiff cleaners for scrubbing out.
Yeah.
I've never had to use one yet, because what I tend to use is I use the tip of the reamer on the tamper, but where the stem goes into the chamber,
right? Yeah.
To just a little gentle rub round to get some of the like the cake out of that, because you really don't want that cake in there. It's going to cause you all sorts of trouble. But I wondered if you'd ever used them, bro.
Not the corkscrew ones. I tend to buy the tapered ones.
Yeah.
And I do buy the extra thin ones for my Falcon.
Right.
Although I will say, and I mentioned this in the Falcon video, in a pinch, regular tapered cleaners are fine.
If you use the other end, the thin end, it's pretty much, that's what I do.
It's a little bit snugger, but you're not going to damage that stem.
No, not at all.
Worst thing is, you're going to bend your pipe cleaner and it's going to be useless. And you can just use it later to swab it out.
Right.
But the extra thin ones are good, like Matt says, for a mid-smoke swab.
Oh yeah.
They're just like, no resistance, get in, swab it out.
Yeah.
So Anthony says, if it's 8 p.m. your time, it would be around noon my time here in Vegas. Cool. I believe it's 8-hour difference for me. Okay. That will work. Okay. Sorry, bro. I thought you were on about like a 5-hour difference, but okay. If that works, that's cool, man. And I'm glad we finally nailed the time down.
Yeah.
That'll be excellent.
Seems fitting that we've done it live.
Yeah. We'll have to maybe we'll have to get something nice from Mitchell's, like a nice bourbon to mark the occasion.
Yes. Yeah. Let's do that.
Yeah. That'll be good. Maybe something a little more exotic.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's great. I'm really excited for that.
Yeah,
that'll be really cool. Yeah, amazing.
So what have you been watching this week, bro?
So, bro, it's been Sopranos, rerun of the Sopranos.
I've gone straight back on.
Yeah.
Oh,
no.
Straight back on. Bada bing.
Yeah, like I said on the last stream, I recently finished Sopranos for the first time. Would have been last week, and I just had to go back to the start, and I'm already finding that I'm like picking up stuff on the second run that I didn't catch on the first time. It's such a dense show. Yeah. There's so much
stories within stories. Right. So much kind of Shakespearean. I think. Do you know what I mean? And like he's like kind of not a King Lear character, but you know what I mean? Like such like I described him to Mrs. D as like a father squared or a father cubed. You know what I mean? He's like patriarch to end all patriarchs. He's got a family to look after, his own family.
Exactly.
He's got a legitimate side of the business to run. Then he's got all the naughty stuff that he does on the side. He's got the club and and all the and the way that he manages stuff. So there's one particular bit on that I've started watching again. So I've only got back onto episode 1, and they make a decision to I'm going to try not to get any spoilers here. But there's something that he gets wind of that's going to go down, some trouble that's going to go down in a friend of his place, and to try and avoid it, he offers the guy tickets. For a cruise. Like, who would think of that? You'd be like, you might you kind of think about mafia guys that are like, threatening them, like, don't be in that. Don't you be in the restaurant. You
guys are all right. Don't show up to work.
Yeah, right. But like, it doesn't work out the way that it should have worked out.
No.
But no, I thought that was cool. And it kind of gives you an insight straight away into the way that Tony's mind works. Yeah. They'll try the nice approach first. Right. Like there's a I've got another example of that when he goes to a restaurant and there's a guy with a hat on. It's a guy with a hat on. Take your head off. And at that point, he'd got a choice because the kid gave him some back chat. He got a choice. Either he can flip the table over, pull his 9mm out and blow him away, right? Out comes the Beretta, out go the brains, right? Bada bing. Or he can do what he actually ends up doing. He gives him a bottle of wine, right? And flexes. That's such a that's a massive flex thing to do. Yeah. But it's like an insight into the way that he behaves, and it's like I don't think they could get away with writing a male character like that now.
No way. I mean, even as much as we were speaking highly of another Italian, Mario,
Right,
recently.
right.
And don't get me wrong, I loved the film. I thought it was great. I'm gonna buy it when it's out.
Yeah, same.
Rewatch it. But it almost seemed like the elevated Peach to the point that Mario was almost superfluous. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
So even Mario in his own story is not like. He's not the character. No, he's. But back then we're talking like tail end of the 90s.
Yeah.
Yeah, Tony. Yeah, I don't think you can have another character like that.
James Gandolfini, man, he plays him just to an absolute. I couldn't. Who else would you put for that character?
No, he just looks every inch of the part, and he plays it so well. Yeah. But we've been thinking that we may do like a season by season review.
Yeah.
It's something that we're into for sure, and we might do it on here, or maybe we'll do it as like a separate side project. I know Matt said that he digs the kind of like film review on this channel.
Yeah.
So,
well, interesting that you bring up film stuff because I've been back on with the kids and Lord of the Rings and The Hobbit, and then because of that, I've been going back into some of the lore, been digging into the Silmarillion, and one of the things I wanted to pick up on. So not very long ago, I was a bit remiss and put on a film for my little ones. I said, "Oh, that looks pretty interesting. Yeah, Coraline. Yeah, okay, yeah. I'm sure they'll love that." About half an hour, Daddy, turn it off.
yeah.
Oh, I'm in trouble now. It's on the kids thing on Sky, right? I'm like, it's supposed to be fine. No, it's not fine. It's really not fine. And again, like, no spoilers, but like the thing in it that's so terrifying is like a spider type creature. So we're getting to the point now of the year where the spiders are coming out.
Yeah.
We've got all the big boys and girls coming out. Yeah. But we're also getting into the part of the year where we're getting all the mozzies and the midges and, you know, all the nasty bitey stuff. And my question was, why is it that a spider, because here in England, it's not like we live in Australia where everything's basically trying to eat you or poison you or kill you in some horrendous way, right? We haven't got that. You know, all the spiders are, you know, they're just no damage at all, pretty much. Yeah. So
they'll give you a nip.
They might give you
worse.
Yeah, right. But for the most part, like, you know, they're not going to hurt you. They're not going to upset you. So why the distrust and the fear of spiders? You know, where does it come from? And I'm looking at some of the literature stuff, and like an ungoliant. So one of the creatures in the early, like the years of the trees, isn't it? The early years of Middle Earth. Yeah. Isn't a spider to start with, but assumes the form of a spider. Yeah. As like this horrific, terrifying guise. And then just wreaks all sorts of havoc. You know, destroys the two trees, doesn't she? And then like tries to eat. So wants the Silmarillions to try and consume it. It's like she's obsessed with consuming the light. But like the point being, like, she just becomes like this like fat, gorged, bloated, horrendous, evil spider thing. And out of her comes like these other spiders. Like Shelob's one of them.
One of them.
And the Mirkwood spiders.
Yeah.
But then they said, like, oh, you know, she eats some of her other kids, you know, some of her children, and she mates with others, and like, is that where it comes from? This, you know, where does these dark thoughts come from about spiders specifically? Yeah. Well, what is it about the human psyche that does that?
Well, I think there's a lot of things about that. So, like one of the things that Bilbo calls to insult the spiders is Atticot.
Atticot, right.
And that comes from like Old English, meaning poison head.
Yeah, because like adders. Right. So just provide the adder snake.
Yeah, I wonder if it comes from that, And then like cob is like head, you can see that in Kopf in German. So there is this association with like, you know, they're venomous. Yeah. Even if in this country they're not particularly harmful, they are venomous, right? The thing about the spider is, the spider obviously it weaves a web that ensnares its prey. So there's this, you get trapped in the web, and what's the next thing it does? It rushes out from an unseen place usually.
Yeah.
It all of a sudden, this like docile kind of creature is lightning fast.
Yeah.
And bam.
Yeah.
Hits you with the venom.
Yeah.
And you're paralyzed, unable to do anything. Unable to do anything as this creature kind of like looms over.
Yeah.
Wraps you up to suck the
You
life
inside
out of you.
Yeah.
And consume you. And I was actually looking into this because it was something we mentioned. There was something that Freud recounted. I'm not a huge Freudian, but I don't think he was.
Let's all bang our mums. It's fine. Am I right, guys? Right.
You too, right?
Well, you know, we're right behind you, Ziggy.
But he mentioned one instance when a boy had a dream about a spider, and the boy had some vague notion that it was to do with his mother, and Freud kind of like affirmed that and said that the spider can be a symbol of the like overbearing mother.
Yeah, like the all-consuming female archetype.
Exactly. Yeah, and that is what you see in Coraline, because I've not read the book. It's a Neil Gaiman book. And he's pretty wacky, but he does get some symbolism pretty well, and so the main plot of the story is that the little girl Coraline, her parents are a little bit inattentive and she's left on her own a lot. One night she manages to get into another dimension where everything's exactly the same, except everything's geared towards making her experience as fun as possible.
Yeah,
and her parents are there, they look exactly the same, except they're super attentive. Everything she wants, she can get. But towards the end of the film, as she figures out that there's like malevolent intent, the woman, the mother, assumes the form of a spider, and you start to see web motifs.
Wow.
And she has like these insect characters that sort of like act as furniture, do her bidding.
Right.
And these are like, I think, the people who got caught in the web and are now like serving her needs. Because there's like a little cute bit where she first meets the other father and he plays her a song on piano, but he doesn't actually play it himself. What happens is these like mechanical arms extend out of the piano, go down his sleeves and play the piano for him.
Right.
This happens again a bit later, but in a much more sinister tone. And I think what comes through is that he's ensnared in her web. He doesn't have any agency of his own anymore, you know?
Yeah.
And
you see that a lot.
Yeah, you see that a lot. Yeah, in romantic relationships, mother and son relationships a lot.
Yeah.
The other thing to mention is there is a whisper that Tolkien had a bad experience with a spider in Africa as a child.
Now I did pick that up. Yeah, a tarantula. You got a tarantula bite.
I think he got a bite. Yeah. But
it's like, I know what I'll do.
Yeah.
I'll write that bugger into a storyline. Yeah.
Well, I have a memory, and it's really clear in my head. Me and my dad used to do quite a bit of woodwork in the shed.
Yeah.
And it was summer. We were working on a birdhouse, and a wasp flew in. My daddy had a bit of wood in his hand. He was just kind of like trying to waft it away.
Yeah.
But he hit it square, and as you know, misfortune for the wasp would have it, it just went boom straight into this web, and this spider just darted out from the like little crevice in between the two windows.
Yeah.
Boom,
straight in.
Nailed this wasp and dragged it into the crevice, never to be seen again.
Yeah.
And that just imprinted on my memory.
Right. And I think the thing with Shelob, it's like she's terrified of the light, and that the Kirith Ungol is like it's completely devoid of light and life. You know, it's dead, and even the light doesn't shine in there.
Right. Yeah. And you can see it's just become a tomb to all these like orcs and whatever's been like unlucky enough to have ventured in. Yeah. And like something to note is that Shelob isn't an agent of Sauron.
No. She's
a free agent. She's kind of her own. She's a law unto herself.
As was Ungoliant.
Yeah.
She wasn't like beholden to Morgoth. In fact, at one point she tries to kill Morgoth.
Right.
And she doesn't get what she wants.
Right.
She's the Silmarillion.
Yeah. it's just kind of a relationship of convenience.
Right.
That she's there guarding Kira Thungol, Pass of the Spider.
Yeah. Yeah.
Ungoliant.
Yeah.
Yeah, let's catch up. Tita Dom. Oh, sorry. Oh, we got a few. I've missed because I'm a boomer. Anthony says, that bottle of scotch on the table is my favourite go-to bottle. The Glenfiddich 12, yeah, it's nice. I like the Glenfiddich 12. It's Oloroso Sherry, cask aged, and I do think you get the influence of that. Yeah. It's a shame I can't just pop over and drop off a few drams of bourbon or scotch to share on the stream. Yeah,
oh,
man. Maybe one day.
One day.
Yeah, maybe one day. I missed the part where you mentioned what pipes you're smoking and the blend. So, again, I'm smoking the Savinelli Sistina little acorn ball, which I've been smoking a lot lately. It's getting a nice little cake on it.
Yeah. And
it's become one of my favourites, really. I'm smoking it a lot lately. And I'm smoking the Peterson's Deluxe Navy Rolls in it. And I've got a nice Dion has poured me a nice little Tawny Port to go with it.
Yeah. Nice 10-year Tawny. And I'm...
which is lovely.
It's nice. Yeah, it is nice. So I'm breaking in my new Near-Up Church Warden, and in there we've got some classic English from Cigar and Snuff in Covent Garden, and yeah, it was a surprise. It's not what I expected.
No.
I expected big squadron leader vibes, and it's much more nuanced than that. I think there's definitely a bit of all sorts in there.
Yeah. Is it developing? Like, is it?
No, it's smoking more and more like early morning piper.
Right.
If anything, I think that's definitely what I'm getting from it, at least anyway. But nice, yeah, it's good.
Before I came, I smoked a nice little like panatella. It was like a Mexican San Andres, nice little smoke, quite strong. And then I've got a little BPK, which is a Czech pipe maker. They call it a coffee pipe. It's like a small sort of like mini church warden.
Yeah, I've seen that.
And I had I had the knob of a AJ Fernandez New World Cameroon.
Yeah.
And I just broke it up and stuck it in it. I was smoking my way over it, and I had a head rush. I will say that. I had to just like calm it off before I got onto the live stream. But yeah, I'm smoking this Perique now, and it is doing nicely. Grandpa Joel says howdy from Arizona. Howdy.
Great
howdy,
to
Joel.
see you. God bless, bro.
Yeah, God bless. Thanks for joining in. Everyone's saying hello to Grandpa Joel. Tata Dom says cheers from SoCal to Anthony.
SoCal, all right.
Yeah, nice. Talking about the rain, you getting some rain over there? Yeah, raining.
It's been a while since we've had some interviews, which is quite good for us.
We got like a 5-minute shower earlier.
Yeah.
But yeah. And Tay Dom says he was just in Vegas last week for the liquor lineup raffle.
Oh,
nice.
That sounds good.
Yeah. Duncan says he only has a Briar in his rotation. Having never tried a cob, he just bought a Missouri Corn Cob Legend. Nice pipe. Which tobacco would you recommend I smoke with it? Noting I am not an Arrow fan. Yeah.
You're not either, are you?
I'm not.
And that's fine.
Yeah.
I think the thing that I would say about cobs is, I know that like arrows and cobs, donuts and holes, they just go together. But I think that does a cob a bit of a disservice. I think they're just such a straightforward pipe to smoke. We call it the good time, girl, right?
Yeah.
Because it doesn't matter how long it's been since you've seen it, since you pull it out. It's the gumar, Irina, right? It doesn't matter how long it's been since you smoked one. You pull it out, you pack it. It's a nice dry smoke. It's a nice cool smoke, and they're just great. They're so easy to look after.
Yeah. So, Duncan, I would say if you're not an aromatic fan, I find that Burleys just really sing in a cob. Last time me and Dion went camping, I took a tin of the Eric Stockaby 4th generation I want to say 43, but I can't remember exactly. But it's a Burley blend with a very subtle, sweet, honey, sugar kind of casing, and that was absolutely beautiful in the cob. Gareth Hogarth's Best Brown Flake in the cob.
Good.
It really plays up the Burley quite nicely. 3 Ps.
I think the 3Ps is great.
Yeah.
That's a cracking smoke. Because obviously you've got some Burly in there as well. But I was thinking as well about the Louisiana. I bet that's a good smoke in a
Good
cup.
point. I don't know if I've tried that. But, Duncan, I'm not sure exactly where you would draw the line on aromatics. Because for me, when I say aromatics, I think Cavendish, mainly black Cavendish, heavily cased, cherries and vanillas and whatnot. But you do get an aromatics, sort of like more burley based aromatics. So I'm thinking of Gareth Hogarth's Rum Flake, some of the Lakelands, things like that. Fire Dance Flake, where it's not like the hot air. It's got the hot air kind of aromatic, but it's got a casing. It's got a flavoured casing, and if you would be amenable to that, the cob does bring that out. The other thing to say is, if you like a straight Virginia, a cob is a good choice for a straight Virginia.
Keep it cool, won't it?
Yeah, it will reduce the bite by a lot.
Yeah.
And it brings out the sweetness a lot more.
Yeah, it does.
And I will say, I had a jar of Samuel Garth's Full Virginia Flake, and I smoked it new, and I liked it. It was vinegary though, which isn't bad.
A bit like the cabbies.
Yeah, but I left it in there for a year, and I smoked it again, and it had turned into apricot jam basically.
Yeah.
So mellow, so sweet, and I've got a jar of the Samuel Gareth's Best Brown, which isn't the same as the Gareth Hogarth, because it's straight Virginia, and I'm excited to see how that's turned out, because I jarred it up at about the same time.
Yeah.
So they might be some ones to go for.
I just think there's such a forgiving pipe. You know,
Very forgiving.
There's not much that you can go wrong with. I don't think.
No.
Yeah, it's a good shout on the Virginias, because that's always the trade off in it with Virginias. It's really slow. And
Exactly. Very slow. Very slow. Yeah. And even if you do everything right, sometimes a straight Virginia can just buy
right, like a capstan.
Yeah.
You know, it's a bit of a nipper. But no, that's a good that's a good shout.
So yeah, that's what I'd say for cobs, bro. And you know what? If you're looking for a pipe that's just like an easy, forgiving smoke, the Falcon too. I know we keep talking about it, but
brilliant.
Yeah.
I mean, like, you know, this thing about, you know, when you're out and about and you know, if you don't like resting a pipe, you know, because of that construction, that all metal stem construction, you haven't got to worry about it.
Yeah.
Just take a couple of bowls, get a backup bowl out with you. Take them both out. They don't take any space up in your pouch. Away you go. You've got a particular backy that smokes, and it's quite ghosty. Like I love Condor.
Of course,
like proper English. You know,
by the way, just sorry to interrupt, but Condor in a cob. I first smoked Condor in a
right,
cob, and I was blown away by it.
Yeah, it's a cracking smoke. Is it about as English as fish and chips?
Yeah.
It's lovely blend. And it's got a bit of all sorts in it as well. Although I think it's supposed to be just Virginia, isn't it?
I think it is a Virginia. I think it's a heavily fermented Virginia.
Yeah.
So it's got all that.
We said it's like Christmas cake.
Yeah.
It's like Dundee cake.
It's very much like a rum cake. Yeah. So I mean, like, for example, the twist, the black twist, is technically a straight Virginia. But it's so deeply fermented that there's no bite in it, and I think it's a similar thing with the Condor.
Yeah.
It's like it's got that, like, I know this sounds bad, but it's got that, like, tire rubber kind of, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like that really deep, like tarry kind of flavor.
It's
but with the lovely, like, alcohol. I think there's alcohol casing.
Yeah.
So it's like rum cake,
sherry or something. But yeah, that's the beauty of having a Falcon, is that it doesn't matter about ghosting. If you've got a bowl that's just there for a particular ghosty kind of a blend, you're good to go.
Yeah, definitely. Who is PRA says cobs are good for anything. Yeah, they really are. I mean, they're a really dependable pipe, cheap, low maintenance.
Yeah.
Over in America, they have this company called Freehand Vermont or something like that sell forever stems.
Yeah.
So you can buy like a nice cheap cob. They come with the plastic bits, which which are all right, but I prefer like the mouthfeel of like acrylic or vulcanite.
Yeah.
But this company, I think it's called Freehand Vermont. They make these forever stems, which are like these lovely acrylic stems, and you can get them in all different shapes and colours and sizes. So
yeah, that's worth a thought.
Yeah, if you're over in America, that'd be a good one.
Yeah.
Yeah, Anthony says you need to get a cob. I have 3 or 4 great smokers.
Yeah.
I think so too. I think there's no reason not to have a cob in the rotation for the price of them and for how well they smoke.
Get one in the rack.
Definitely.
Not regret it.
Matt says, what do you do if you want to keep a pipe going? Do you finish, clean, and then start again, or do you add tobacco? I think...
Neither, I don't think, for me.
Yeah, you go first.
I think for me, I'd... So in terms of cleaning, I'll try and finish it off. Sometimes it takes a bit to keep it going. You know, it doesn't matter if you have to do a bit of swabbing and tamping and relighting. Don't worry about that. But yeah, I like to finish one straight the way through.
Yeah. So I will say I have topped up pipes before, and I find it works.
Yeah.
The only thing is that you might get some excessive moisture in there.
Yeah.
Because of, production of water is it's a byproduct of the combustion process. Yeah. So like the more you stuff in it, you kind of like artificially elongating the smoke of the pipe.
Yeah.
So excess moisture probably going to build up, but you can take care of that with some swabbing it out.
Yeah.
So you can just top up, Matt. That works.
Yeah. I think ultimately it doesn't like there's no wrong answer, is there? I think it's just whatever kind of you go with. But yeah, I'll typically just try and I've noticed as well that like I don't know whether it's my packing that's sometimes a bit off, rush the pack a little bit, but I'll end up with like a nice coal to start with, burns right down, and then it'll kind of get to a point where it's like it's not really binding to the plug underneath.
Yeah.
And sometimes I'll have to scrape off that top bit of ash, just get that top bit of ash out, but it'll leave that plug in there, and I can just re-sear it, tamp it, and away, and I'm good to go. And like 90% of the time, I'll just sort that straight out.
Absolutely. So yeah, you can do either, Matt. Anthony says cobs are less likely to ghost. Definitely, they can, but most forgiving. Yeah, I've said this before, but the only time I had a cob ghost was with Dark Flake, actually, Gareth Hogarth's Dark Flake, and it did ghost, but it went out pretty quick.
Yeah.
Who is PRA said he seconds the Burly recommendation. Been loving Cornell and Deal Redburn in my Country Gentleman cob. Yeah, I'm looking to try some of the Cornell and Deal stuff. Bourbon Neophyte says he's been working with the Beast. And that got me onto this whole Perique kick that I'm on currently, and the Haunted Bookshop. That's another one that I hear a lot about.
Yeah.
Who is PRA says his last tobacco haul was all C&D products. Autumn Evening. I've looked into that. That sounds really nice. Redburn, Cajun Cake. I've got a tin of Cajun Cake on the way actually, and Bijou. Bourbon Neophyte says to Matt, he rests the pipe for at least an hour, repack the bowl with the same blend. If it's a different blend, quick clean and let rest and go. I will go 2 bowls or more sometimes. I mean, letting it cool down is a good shout, definitely. Less important if it's a cob.
Yeah.
But if it's a briar, probably if you've smoked it to the bottom, give it some time to cool down.
Yeah, right.
Give it a swab out.
Little nip of Glenfiddich.
Bro. Yeah, go on, man. Anthony says the Cornell and Deal Bayou Night and Morning. Still on the fence about, leaning towards the Bayou Night. And PRA says, are those also pre-blends? I haven't had either. Thank you, man. I've looked into these, and it looks like good. I salute. The morning is pretty much straight vapor, but I believe the evening has got a bit of Latakia in. I'm looking to try the morning actually, because people are saying it's like a pretty strong, straightforward vapor. So,
yeah.
Matt says, okay, thank you, Anthony. Maybe I need some more pipes, rest one, and smoke another. Matt, just out of interest, what's the pipe culture like in Poland? Do you see a lot of people with a pipe? Is it easy to get hold of tobacco? Do you have like brick and mortar shops? I'd be interested.
Yeah.
Alan Duncan says, thanks for all the cob talk, guys. Looking forward to loading my first cob of the week. Yeah, you'll enjoy it, bro.
Can't go wrong.
Definitely. Yeah, so Anthony says the Bayou Night is a blend of, it's got Latakia in as well as the Perique and the Turkish and Burleys. That sounds interesting.
All sorts, yeah.
That sounds interesting. But yeah, I got a tin of Cajun Cake on the way. Pretty excited to try that. Looks like a straight vapor with a bit of black Cavendish in there.
Some sweetness.
Yeah. So that'll be.
Get that open on there. Get that open on one of the streams then.
Absolutely, yeah. I'm looking forward to that. Yeah.
Starting to get this smoking quite nicely now. I will say this much: that big bowl, big long stem, takes care of business with Virginias and bite your backies. So it's good.
Yeah, I've heard some people say that like the whole long stem thing cooling down is a myth. Like, but I don't know. I've always found it to be pretty true for me. Like the longer the stem, it just seems to really cool down the smoke.
Especially if your draw method's good. And I'll say that much as well about the cabbies that I was on over the bank holiday weekend. That because it's kind of got a bit of an acidic twang to it, I think, and it burns hot. I was surprised at just how hot it was burning. It kind of forces you to get a better cadence, to look after the.
Oh yeah.
To look after the draw.
It'll punish you if you don't.
Yeah.
Yeah, definitely. You've really got to. If something with high Virginia content like that, you really got to play nicely with it.
Yeah.
It will bite you for sure. Yeah.
How's it going, Fiddick?
It's good, man. It's nice. Piari says, be interested in your opinion on the Cajun Cake. It's my first vapor. Yeah, we'll be sure to smoke it on here. The first vapor that I smoked was St. James Flake. I got St. James Flake, and it seems to be out of stock everywhere.
Yeah.
And then I got a tin of cabbies, the Samuel Garth cabbies, which I really, really enjoyed. Got through the tin pretty quickly. Again, that seems to be out everywhere. So
maybe another one of the
the old
cigars,
cabbies mixture. Yeah, absolutely.
I did like it. It was unusual. It wasn't one that I would normally go straight for, but yeah, it was good. I think, and especially I think with getting that. So I messaged you while I was out there. So by drawing really slow on it, the flavour, it keeps the flavour. You're not nuking the flavour by going too hot. It was good.
Good. Anthony said not tried the Cajun Cake yet. Yeah, for me it just sounded like a nice little straightforward kind of like vapor that'll be like, because I keep saying, but since Anthony mentioned the whole bees thing and just like that really high Perique, it just piqued my interest. Something we're going to mention, just as an idea to put it out, is like some merchandise. I had an idea of a shirt, black shirt, and it would be like a skeleton, like kind of like a voodoo kind of skeleton.
Yeah.
Smoking a pipe, denim like dungarees.
Yeah.
Like straw hat.
On the bayou.
Yeah, fishing on the bayou.
Yeah.
And it says Freak for Perique.
Yeah.
And then the logo on it there somewhere.
Yeah.
Some shirts like that.
Yeah, we need to get some merch sorted, don't we? That's the next move.
I think that's gonna be the next move. Yeah. Maybe some like pipe stands, like you said. Some leather pipe stands.
Yeah, that's easy enough. And I get a lot of use out of this one.
Yeah.
It's dead easy. I could make a few of myself. Don't mind doing a bit of leather working. So yeah, I think that's a good shout. It's a good thing about these is you can just chuck them in the pouch. If you're out and about, you can do it. It's just easy to rest them in, unless it's got a. Unless it's like Mike Tyson's right hand look.
Yeah, Andre the Giant's
Yeah,
back.
right. Lou Ferrigno.
The good thing about them is that you don't end up with ash everywhere. Because like I never got a stand, and I just like put my pipe on the side. It falls to the side, and you just got ash everywhere. The whole place just looks like.
Yeah. That's part of the charm.
Yeah. My house is just like pipes and ash everywhere.
Well, I did say that your house is to piping what the Orthodox Church is to icons. Like everywhere you go, like in an Orthodox church, there's just icons everywhere. in Harry's house, everywhere you go, there's pipes in every room on every surface. You are nailed to the floor by piping. It's the most admirable, amazing place.
Yeah.
So yeah, in terms of, I'm thinking about maybe like a Burly one as well. I was thinking about Lord Burly, from the Elizabethan times.
Oh right.
Like all the rough and stuff.
Oh yeah.
A nice big pipe on.
Yeah.
Lord Burly.
Yeah. Yeah, that's a good one. So yeah, we'll have a little think about that, and particularly if there's any interest, that might be something that we get onto. Yeah.
Get a Redbubble thing sorted out or something.
Yeah, absolutely. But thanks for joining, guys. We got more than I expected for this time on a Thursday night.
Yeah, it's good.
Yeah.
Well, it's been a bit of a hell of a week this week, so it's come at just about the right time. I think everything this week that could have gone wrong has gone wrong.
Really.
And in the worst possible way. So it's nice to just,
so
it's been good to just get
just relax. Yeah. I've been looking forward to this actually. It's been good. These little nice little midweek ones.
And we are painfully aware that a lot of guys stateside, when we're doing it on Sundays, are going to be heading out to church and
exactly
got business to take care of before they head out.
Right. Yeah.
So hopefully this is a bit of an easier one to dial in on.
Yeah. But yeah, certainly in the pipeline, pun intended. We've got the live stream with Anthony on the 20th. Yeah. 8 o'clock UTC, looking at about noon. Vegas time zone, whatever time zone that is. So yeah, hopefully people can make that one. Yeah.
And then we've got some more blends to try out.
Yes.
It'd be good to try the Cajun Cake when that comes.
Yeah, I'm expecting that about next week. So
I'm trying as well to persuade. He's a friend of a friend, well, son of a friend, I should say, but he's one of ours as well. To come on, relatively young piper, new piper, and he's just kind of finding his feet. I know he's a little bit shy, but I'm going to try and bring him on, try and get Sam on if we can. I'll try and persuade him to come down. I think there's some other blends that I want to try and pick up in the meantime. So there's plenty that we can go at. I think as well we're going to try going for some of the film reviews as well.
Yeah, some other film discussion and reviews. Yeah. So just let us know if that's something that you like to see on this channel, or maybe if it's something you prefer on another channel. That's something that we're open to doing. PRA says, I like it. Perique is a different animal. Yeah, absolutely.
It really is.
It's 4 p.m. in North Carolina. Nice.
Okay.
And I caught it at the tail end of work today.
Good stuff.
Nice. So yeah, maybe this is a decent time.
Yeah.
To do it.
That's the move.
Yeah. So this guy we were just talking about, he's worried about, and I know that he watches this. He's worried about like being a noob. I think that's what he mentioned to you.
Yeah.
But like even people who have been here a while are asking questions, and you never stop.
No.
So
I mean, we're pretty new.
Exactly.
As far as Pipers go. These guys have been on like 10 times.
Yeah, probably just gone up to like 2 years.
2 years, yeah.
So yeah, I think it'd be good to get him on.
Yeah.
And we could see like what someone's like at the beginning of the journey, and you guys can give him some encouragement, give him some tips.
So one of the big things that he was struggling with was tongue bite.
Right. Yeah.
It was just like it wasn't packing tight enough, and it was overdrawing. And I'd gone down to his dad's wedding, and that was pretty much it. I said, "Oh, don't be doing that." Showing the breath method, the breathing method. I was like, "Oh, you blow my mind. It's totally different. It's changed everything." So
tongue bite is a pretty classic, beginner problem, and it's just something you figure out.
Although you did message me the other day, it was like, my mouth is bonked.
Yeah, it was that after that last pipe stream.
Yeah,
I think like the cider and the rum, I got a bit too merry.
Yeah.
I just puff.
Yeah.
So I still do it occasionally.
Yeah.
Well, it's getting much better. Anthony said you can email me the link, and when you post the thumbnail, it will show me what time you'll be streaming in my time zone. Okay,
perfect.
Yeah, we'll do that. Absolutely. Right. are we gonna wrap this one up?
We will. Yeah, let's go good. So
we wanted to keep it a little more nippy. Midweek.
School night.
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah.
So thanks so much for joining us, guys. It's an absolute pleasure as always.
Yeah, thank you so much for joining in. It was really fun.
And like always, if you've got some stuff that you want to drop in the comments, hit us up. Recommendations, comments and stuff about the channel, and what you'd like us to try out.
Yeah.
Anything. Just give us a nudge.
Absolutely, yeah, and give us some feedback if you would on the whole film thing, because it's something we're definitely interested in doing. We're wondering whether we're going to keep it on here or do a new thing. But
have a spicy channel.
A spicy channel, yeah, a little bit more Perique on that channel.
Right.
Yeah. So thanks again for joining in. It's been really fun, and stay tuned for the May 20th with Bourbon Neophyte.
Yeah.
I'm really looking forward to that. I'm glad we got that sorted out. I don't know if we'll do anything in the meantime. Maybe we can get something, another midweek.
Yeah,
maybe.
That'd be good.
But yeah, so look out for that one. Definitely.
We said we'd commit to weekly, didn't we? So,
we're definitely trying to put one out a week. Grandpa Joe says, well done, stay safe. Thank you for joining.
Thanks, Grandpa.
And we will, you too. So should we?
Yeah, right. Sounds good. God bless all.
God bless. Thank you, brothers.